Hello, this is Niko, and I love Warcraft 2 multiplayer. Welcome back. Long time no see. But it's time for another tutorial video. And today we will talk about Jug Rush 2. So let's just see this in more details. Now, here's a list of all the actions you take in this build. But I'm not gonna spend right now a lot of time talking about it, because as you can see on the screen, this is a build. It's shown here as it was executed by U8, one of the pro players in Warcraft 2. And this is what I saw in one of the games, and actually I'm going to show you the game and we will just take a look step by step how U8 played the game. Now, I mean, if you are interested, you can pause this and just get a general idea of what U8 is doing in this Jug Rush. In some ways it is similar to the Jug Rush 1 that we talked about a few months ago, but in some other ways it's a little bit different. There's kind of more focus on oil economy, and this way you can produce jugs like for a longer time, much more consistently. So if you are facing, you think you're going to be facing a long sea battle, this build is pretty good. Just so not to dwell too much on this introduction, this is a map where the game was played, and in this build particular, what's important to know is where is the oil patch relative to where you start. So for example, you see there are different spots across the map. For example, U8 will be starting here where you see a green cross, and to do this build well you need to know where the oil patch is, because you are going to be mining oil, and so your shipyard shouldn't be too far away. You can see there are different spots, and every time you execute this build you want your shipyard to be quite close to oil patch. Alright, let's jump right in. See you soon. Alright, hello everyone again. So this is a recording of U8 playing a game on Warcraft 2 Remastered Edition. And here he's playing on High Seas combat map that I showed just like a few moments ago. And we're gonna see this Jug Rush 2 executed. Alright, so let's just jump right in. So you'll see some text, don't worry. Okay, so haul and farm. So far, nothing too unusual. But again, it's important to place your hole correctly. And I think in my earlier videos I said not to place a hole towards the edge, and here U8 placed his hole towards the edge. So in this case he knows it's gonna be okay, but it is a little bit risky in some ways. On some maps could be risky, but here it's okay. But he played this time many times. Okay, so the second, so you use the P1 to make farm, and then you use this P1 to make a mill, and then he also made a P1. So now he's gonna make a second farm. This P1 he produced. And so the goal here is we're going for water, as you know. So another, he's now sending his third P1 to gold. I mean, I would say you could also repair mill with it, but it's fine. What he's doing is the healthy economic build, so he's already banking some gold, because you need a lot of gold, and especially lumber. So he's sending his peons to gold. the peon that did second farm now making a third farm, and now you're the slumber mill peon making a shipyard. You can also repair the shipyard if you want your build slightly faster, to finish slightly faster. But the thing is, this is a kind of a large map, so there's not exactly a rush to finish your ship as fast as possible. But you could repair it, in theory. It's okay. So now you see he's sending all his peons to gold, and one peon is making farms. He's looking around what his allies are doing, not just to get a general idea of what's going on. So this is 3v3, if you notice. He has two allies. So now he's starting to finish his shipyard. I mean, he's helping to repair it. Now he's gonna make a tower, but he's gonna start making foundry, and he's repairing foundry as well. So, and that's kind of key. And he sends, and so he makes an oil tanker as soon as shipyard is done and starts to mine oil, and that's a big difference from previous build. Because in the previous build, I don't recall, like initially you don't make oil tanker, you just immediately go for 2 jugs. Yeah, this is a rush, but it's not like as immediate. So you see he's sending some peons to wood. You can read on the slide, like I showed like a few minutes ago. You can read there exactly which peons you can send to chop wood. But you see approximately as soon as you have like several peons mining gold, you're just starting to send them on wood, because you really need lumber in this kind of game, water game. And you see him making farms, and he made a tower. The reason you need tower is because if you're gonna get rushed with grunts, which could happen on a water map, you need some way to defend it. And 1 tower usually enough to defend, like early on. You also use your peons to help. But you may want to make another tower, but not now. I think for now 1 tower is enough. And as soon as he finished his foundry, he made 1 jug. So your jugs are slightly slowed down here, but the advantage of this build is you have continuous oil mining. And so now your 8 can continuously make jugs from this 1 shipyard. And actually you can make a second shipyard quite soon, because you're gonna have quite a bit of oil. So if opponents will have a lot of ships, that could be a good idea to make 2 shipyards and even oil refinery, so because it gives you a little bit more oil. But this is how you start that build. This is basic idea, and then there are variations. Now here your ships, and this was UAT is doing. Usually it takes 2 hits without any upgrades, sometimes 3 if you're unlucky, to destroy enemy jug. And you really want to focus on jugs. You don't really make destroyers in this build. He made another oil miner because he expects he will need a lot of ships. He's sending a lot of peons. You can see his supply is 26, making farms and sending peons to lumber, because lumber is very important. Now here he's fighting. He's targeting enemy ship, and then he's moving, because sometimes if you move your ship when they try to shoot at your ship, they can miss, or it can be an indirect shot. So you try to move your ships as like this is specific micro, and you can look more carefully how U8 is doing it. And that's a very good idea to micro ships. So what you're going for in this battle, so he's trying to eliminate as many ships as possible, and he's trying to get a cluster of ships. So if you have like 3 ships, it guarantees that if they all shoot directly at one of the ships, it's going to be destroyed. So that's why you have this cluster of 3 ships. As soon as they shoot at the ship, it dies. Then you kind of move away, and you try to... So the other ship, if it's there, doesn't hurt you. And then you attack again. So see, he shot the ship and ran back. So he hurt the ship. Now he's retreating, but he's coming back. So now he has 4 ships versus 2. He's got attack, or actually 3. And you see, he got them. And yeah, and now he's continuing. He's gonna go he's gonna go and try to attack opponents. I mean, he's actually was looking at his base of his ally and he's seeing if he can help, if ships can come and help with his Grand Rush. See? And there are ships, see, like they all missed because he was moving. I actually was very lucky for it. Now he's gonna shoot and eliminate that ship. You can also notice that US starts to make another ship, yeah, there. But he's making it at the top because he wants to... he probably wants to expand. There's an island that like above him. He can make a transport and move his peons there to expand. And that's what you want to do on water map. Eventually you're going to be expanding. If the game going on for a long time, you want to expand to as many islands as possible. And this is 3v3, so there's 2 islands that are not taken. So that is something to keep in mind. So you see he has tons of peons. Like I tell you, you keep on making peons. Farms peons, because you need a lot of lumber to like keep producing jugs. Okay, so he made transport, just like I said. He's gonna send his peons up there. He's fighting red, and red is there. I think he's actually sending. He thought there might be nobody there, but there was somebody above him. So he's actually sending his transport ship to some other island to expand. He's looking for an empty island. So also, meanwhile, the water battle was going on. He made the rocks. He's playing pretty quickly, so it's hard for me to comment exactly everything he does. But you can see he made the rocks, and he upgraded to stronghold. Now that he made a stronghold, he's probably gonna make rocks and then ogre mound, and he is going to try to upgrade to fortress. So here you see he's making towers, and he's preparing for expansion. Actually, somebody is here, so he's not even expanding here. Oh, I think he wanted to expand here, but the other players, I think, already took the expansion. So he's just towering it to try to counteract this white's expansion. That's another interesting thing, tower war. Talk a bit about towers, and hopefully we'll talk more about towers. But this in the context of this map, he's just trying to make as many towers as he can, and he has less peons, but his tower finished first, so he can try to... He's trying to repair his tower, and he does repair it. He gets all peons, that's very good. And his tower bugging white towers, that's why he's... Okay, so that tower wasn't... It wasn't actually tower bug there, yeah, it was only 2 spaces. So his peon died. Yeah, so you see kind of analyzing it on the fly. I mean, basically, that was the build. And you see now it's a variation trying to expand, and he doesn't necessarily expand successful here. But he getting fortress, like I said, he upgraded to fortress. And now he's gonna get Death Knights. Yeah, you see he's getting like enemy transport. And basically that's the idea. Once you get to Death Knights, you also expand, like... And once you kind of get like Death Knights, you expand, and then you're gonna make a transport, and you're going to send those DKs around the map, trying to eliminate enemies' income. Gold mines is a death and decay spell. We didn't talk about magic in these tutorials yet, so that's something I'm gonna do later probably. But just in case you are like familiar, and if you play multiplayer, you play this game, probably familiar with spellcasters. So Death Knight is one of the strongest spellcasters, like this mage. But yeah, Death Knight is extremely powerful, especially on water maps, because you can put it in trans. Yeah, so you see, so I'm gonna end this analysis as he's. Yeah, see here, in one temple he made a Death Knight, in another he upgraded this Death and Decay spell that looks like flowers or roses dying. So now he's going so you see he's gonna take this Death Knight, he's going to hit the gold of red. He's like landing, and he's doing Death and Decay. And that's exactly what you're going to do when a water game goes like mid-late game. Oh, it's probably more like a mid-game for because water maps, water games usually go quite long time. But I don't know, maybe it's mid-late game because sometimes the game could end. Once you like destroy enemies gold, they may tap out. Usually they won't tap out though because they'll try to play, but effectively they probably eliminated. If they lose their gold and they cannot answer a strike back. So I see he's expanding now after he got decays. Alright, I mean that's basically a build, and I labeled it as Jug Rush 2 because it's slightly different from the first build I showed, but I actually like this build. And if map is not so... Like, on a smaller map, I would probably go with the first rush because you want to get ships as fast as possible. Here, it doesn't really matter. Like, you still want to get it fast, but it doesn't matter if you get it slightly later. And this build allows you to, because you are mining oil, to keep on producing jugs. So yeah, so that's basically what I wanted to show. So let's see. Okay, he's gonna try to attack gold. And get gold here. He got gold here and attacking ogres. Anyway, but basically that's what I just wanted to show and wanted to talk about. And I think that's about covers it. Like that's really what I wanted to talk about in this tutorial video, just this Jug Rush 2 build. Hopefully, now that if you play those casual water games on water maps, you can practice this build, and it's very good. You will see how effective it is, because you'll be effectively producing jugs, and then you can transition to spellcasters, or you can make like ogres and knights and put them in transport and attack in that way. That's also viable. All right, and then I'm gonna do, I think next video I want to do about towers. And then I want to maybe slightly change how I do those videos, because I think it's not very effective when I put those build orders, like list of build orders. So maybe in a later formats, I may want to talk about just different videos, like actual multiplayer games and what happens in them, and just analyze them. This content's going to be much more interesting than me just saying, oh, build like one farm, so second peon build racks or whatever, build farm. I think this is very, sometimes could be boring to... And I mean, once you know first like few builds that I already showed, you can learn those, and then it's just variation, so you already kind of know the concepts. There's still, I mean, I may still show those lists sometimes, but I'm probably gonna switch to a new format that's a little bit more exciting and engaging. But it may take me some time to make more videos. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and yeah, good luck in your water games. I hope to see you online in multiplayer games. Play Warcraft 2 multiplayer, it's awesome.